welcome to another On Deck Baseball gameplay video. Today we are going to continue our King of the Hill tournament showcasing the newest version of On Deck Baseball, On Deck Baseball Pro. In the last game, Game 3 of the King of the Hill tournament, the 1962 San Francisco team defeated the 1934 Pittsburgh Crawfords from the Negro National League. Willie Mays hit a grand slam in the 5th inning. And Billy Odell ended up pitching a complete game. It's a complete game 4-hitter with only 2 runs allowed. Those 2 runs came in the 8th with a Judy Johnson triple. Those would be the only 2 runs that Pittsburgh would score in that game. Today we have the new opponent entering the King of the Hill tournament, the 1973 Oakland club. Obviously a great team anchored by Mr. October Reggie Jackson, but also Ken Holtzman was a very good ace for that team. He had 21 wins and only 13 losses in 1973. He'll be taking the mound for 1973 Oakland, and we'll have Jack Sanford taking the mound for the 1962 San Francisco Ball Club. Keep in mind that if San Francisco continues on, they still have Juan Marichal and Billy Pierce waiting in the wings to take the mound, so a very good pitching staff for 1962 San Francisco. The newcomers, 1973 Oakland, they are a lineup that consists of Bert Campaneris, Joe Rudy, Sal Bando, as I mentioned, Reggie Jackson, Gene Tennis, Duron Johnson, who will be the DH. We are playing with the DH throughout the tournament. Jesus Alou, Ray Fosse, and Dick Green at second base. So a fantastic team for 1973 Oakland, as they will be taking on 1962 San Francisco. And let's go ahead and start rolling. Let's play ball with this latest game, Game 4 of the King of the Hill tournament. We're going to go ahead and switch our pitchers up. And as always, I like to get my grid on the chart here on the scorecard. Let's see, Sanford is a righty. He can go 5 innings before he incurs fatigue. And also I should mention 1962 San Francisco bullpen is completely rested as Odell pitched that complete game. So they have everybody at their disposal if they need them. So let's go ahead and get started here. Bert Campaneris is going to be leading things off against Jack Sanford. Sanford is a righty, Campaneris is a righty. It's going to be a -2 on the confrontation roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Campaneris. And 9-9, Campaneris is going to start things off with a double, and that is a double plus. That means we have the chance of stretching that into a triple. We're going to see where that goes. It goes to the left fielder. Left fielder is Harvey Kuhn. He has an arm of a 2. We'll go over to risk third base. It's a 60-40 shot. I think Campaneris is going to try for it. So we're going to right away try and go for a leadoff triple with the risk chart 3, third base on a 2 arm. He gets a 6, and he is thrown out. Harvey Kuhn throws out Bert Campaneris, trying to stretch a double into a triple. And that will be the first out of the ball game. That's going to bring up Joe Rudy now. Rudy is a right-handed batter. He is a -1 on the confrontation roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 6-3 is a ground out for Rudy. And that ground out goes to third base, 5-3. That's going to bring up Sal Bando. Bando, one of the anchors of 1973 Oakland, third baseman, has a lot of power, hits for a decent average, and definitely a good fielding third baseman with a decent arm. Bando is a righty. It's going to be -1 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 8-8 is a base hit. Second hit of the game, although there's only 1 man on base. And that's going to bring up, with 2 away, Mr. October himself. I don't think he got that nickname till he was playing with the Yankees, but look at this card. 293 batting average, 32 home runs. He stole 22 bases, had a lot of speed early on in his career. So Mr. October up with a man on. He is a lefty. It's going to be a +1 on the roll. That is going to be a batter's card for Jackson. 9-4 is a flyout plus. That means we get to check to see if that fly ball is in the gap. We're going to go ahead and roll, see what fielder. That's going to be right field. Right field is Felipe Alou. He is a 3 fielder. Reggie Jackson's gap rating is a 3, so it's equal on the roll. That is a 10, so that falls into the gap. Alou is unable to come up with it. Bando is going to head over to third. Does not have a chance to score. It is now first and third with 2 away, and Gene Tennis coming up. Tennis, the first baseman, 24 home runs, 259 batting average and 73. Righty versus righty, -1 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 3-3 is a strikeout, so Jack Sanford gets out of it. And there is 3 away going to the bottom of the second. 3 hits, no runs. That big play gunning down Campaneris at third. And now we're going to have Holtzman coming up against the top of the order for San Francisco, and Harvey Kuhn leading things off. Holtzman throws lefty. So it's going to be lefty versus righty here. It's going to be a +1 on a roll for Kuhn. That's going to be a pitcher's card though. 5-4 is a ground out. See where that ground out goes. Goes to third base, 5-3. Chuck Hiller coming up. Second baseman for San Francisco. It is lefty versus lefty, -3 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 8-9 is a base hit for Hiller. 1 on, and Felipe Alou coming up. A very good baseball card there. Alou is a righty. It's going to be +2 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card though. 10-9 is a double. Alou races over to second. Hiller is going to be stopped at third. And we have second and third, 1 away with the Say Hey Kid coming up, Willie Mays. That is going to be righty versus lefty. It's +2 on the roll. That is a batter's card for Willie Mays. 8-1 is a ground out though. Let's see where this ground out goes. Might get a run in. Ground out goes to third base. Runners hold 5-3. And it is second and third with 2 away. And Willie McCovey coming up to the plate. I think I mentioned in the game previous, he was one of those players they just couldn't find a spot. But luckily enough, we have the DH and he is in the lineup. And it is lefty versus lefty, -2 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card from McCovey. 6-7 is a base hit. McCovey comes through with a shot. Hiller is going to come around to score. Mays is going to come around to score from second. 2 RBI base hit for Willie McCovey as San Francisco takes the lead. I should mention that 3 games into this tournament, there has not been a team that has advanced onto the next round. So San Francisco looking to be the first team to do that. Orlando Cepeda coming up. We have 2 away, 1 man on, and it is righty versus lefty, so it's going to be equal on the roll here. It's going to be a pitcher's card. 3-2 is a strikeout, so Holtzman allows 2 runs on 3 hits as San Francisco jumps out in front early. And now we're going to have Deron Johnson coming to the plate. Johnson, pretty good player. He had some time with New York, I believe in the late 70s with their championship team. 246 hitter, 19 home runs in 1973. It's righty versus righty, -2 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Johnson. 5-3 is a strikeout. Sanford pitching pretty decent so far. Jesus Alou, we got Battle of the Brothers. Jesus Alou on 73 Oakland, and Felipe Alou over on San Francisco. I believe Matty Alou is on the bench for San Francisco as well. Got righty versus righty. It's -1 on the roll. It's going to be a batter's card for Alou. 8-2 is a flyout. See where that flyout goes. Left field. And that's going to bring up Ray Fosse. Great catcher during the 70s. Great catcher for this Oakland pitching staff. Righty versus righty is going to be -1. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 5-1 is a ground out. A ground out goes to third base, 5-3, and there are 3 away as Oakland goes down in order. I'll bring up the catcher, Tom Holler. They platooned their catchers, but he had a very good offensive season in 62, a .261 batting average, 18 home runs. And he is a lefty, so it's going to be -3 now. It's going to be a batter's card for Holler. 6-4 is a flyout. Flyout goes to left field. Jim Davenport now the batter. Righty versus lefty is going to be +1 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 9-2 is a flyout, and the flyout goes to left field again. So Joe Rudy getting some work out in the left. That's going to bring up Jose Pagan. He is a righty, so it's going to be equal on the roll. That is a batter's card for Pagan. 4-4 is a ground out, and the ground out goes to short, 6-3. So San Francisco goes down in order. Now we're going to head back over to the top of the third. And Dick Green coming up, second baseman for 1973 Oakland. He's going to be a -1 on a roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 6-3 is a ground out. Third base. Now we're going to head back to the top of the order now. Bert Campaneris coming back. Bert Campaneris, well-known shortstop for Oakland. Batted .250, only 4 home runs, but stole 34 bases. Spark plug at the top of the order for this team. Righty versus righty, -2. That's going to be a batter's card for Campaneris. 9-2 is a pop out to third base. So the big almost triple in the third inning, and then he pops out to third base for the second out of the third. Sorry, that possible triple in the first inning. Joe Rudy coming up. Rudy, a .270 hitter. Good defensive left fielder. Had 12 home runs in 1973. -1 on a roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 3-1 is a strikeout. We have 2 consecutive 1-2-3 innings here for the pitcher, Jack Sanford. That means we get the roll on his poise chart. See if he gets an increased ability. That roll is going to be here on the smiley face. We're going to roll 1 die. And he does get it. He is now a 4-5 on his pitching ability. That could come. It's just going to be a 4 against lefties and a 5 against righties moving forward. Now we're going to head over to the bottom of the third. Ken Holtzman still on the mound as we're going to go to the top of the order. Harvey Kuhn stepping up to the plate. Kuhn 0 for 1 in the game so far. It's going to be +1 on the roll. That is a batter's card for Kuhn. 10-4 is a base hit for Kuhn. And there is 1 aboard with nobody out. And Chuck Hiller coming to the plate. Hiller 1 for 1 scored on that Willie McCovey base hit. He is a lefty, so it's lefty versus lefty, -3. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 9-3 is a flyout to right field. 1 away. Felipe Alou now coming to the plate. He had a double. He also scored on that McCovey base hit. It's going to be +2 on the roll. That is going to be a batter's card for Alou. 10-1 is a possible error. Let's see what happens here. That error is on a ground out to third base. So our third baseman is Sal Bando. We're going to roll on his primary position chart here. If you see a blue happy face, that's no error. The roll is a 10. It is a 1 base error. And we have 1 man on first base and a man on second base due to the error by Bando. 1 away. Men on first and second, and Willie Mays coming up. Willie Mays is tremendous year in 1962. Batted .304, 49 home runs, stole 18 bases, and of course, fantastic defender out in center field. He has a +2 on the roll. That is going to be a batter's card for Mays. 9-7 is a walk. So now we have bases loaded. And Willie McCovey coming back up, trying to produce some more damage for this San Francisco ball club. Lefty versus lefty, it's -2. That's going to go down to a pitcher's card. 9-7 is another base hit. Holtzman is in trouble here as Kuhn's going to come around to score. Alou has a chance. Let's see where that ball goes. The ball goes to left field Rudy with only a 2-arm, so that means Alou's going to come around to score as well to hold the runners at first and second, and that is another 2 RBI single. Willie McCovey putting to work on Holtzman, and that is more than 3 runs. We're going to have to roll now on the poise chart to see if this is rattling Holtzman. We're going to roll 1 die, we roll a 3, and it is no change on his ability, so that's good. So he'll get to continue on as Orlando Cepeda will come up. 306 hitter, 35 home runs in 1962. He's a lefty. It's going to be equal roll. It's going to be a pitcher's card for Holtzman. 7-2 is a ground out, possible double play here to end the inning. Ground out goes to third base. Bando looking to make up for the error. He is a 3 fielder. Over to McCovey going to second. He is out there. That's a 5-4. And the second baseman, Dick Green, is a 4 on Cepeda. A 5, and he is out there. So a 5-4-3 inning-ending double play. But it comes a little late as 2 runs cross the plate, and the San Francisco Ball Club is up now 4-0. One of those runs is unearned, so we'll make that mark. And then we're going to go back over to the top of the 4th now. Jack Sanford still on the mound, pitching well, and Sal Bando stepping to the plate. Bando is 1 for 1 with a single. He is a righty, so it's righty versus righty. Jack Sanford has that increase in his ability, so now it's a -2 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 5-2 is a ground out for Bando. It's a shortstop. If he gets another 1-2-3 inning, it will be another automatic. Don't even have to roll on his ability. And Reggie Jackson coming up. Jackson is lefty. It's now a 4-4, so it's equal on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 10-8. Red 10. Blue 8 is a base hit. So Jackson now 2 for 2. And there's man on, and that breaks up the consecutive innings, so we're not going to get an automatic, and Gene Tennis will come up to the plate. Tennis is a righty. He is 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the first inning and is -2 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Sanford. 5-2 is a ground out, possible double play here. That ground out goes over to second baseman. Second baseman Hiller is just a 2. We're going to go ahead and attempt it here. It's only 40% chance that Jackson makes it in there safely. 6, he does not. That is a 4-6. The shortstop Pagan is a 4 on Tennis. There's a 30% chance that he'll reach first. He does not, and a 4-6-3 inning-ending double play. And we'll go back over to the bottom of the 4th now for San Francisco. Tom Holler coming up, catcher. He is 0 for 1, flew out to left in the second inning. He is a lefty, so it's -3 on the roll. That is a pitcher's card. 10-9, blue 10, red 9 is a double. So Holler gets aboard with a leadoff double here in the bottom of the 4th as San Francisco continues to hit the ball well. Davenport coming up now. He is a righty against the lefty, so it's going to be a +1 on the roll. That is a batter's card. 10-3 is a flyout, though. He will fly out to center. And Jose Pagan is up. He grounded out to shortstop in the second inning. Righty versus lefty, it's going to be equal. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 8-8 is a base hit. Holler not very fleet of foot. He's going to be standing on third. And we have first and third with 1 out, and the top of the order coming back up. Harvey Kuhn. Kuhn is a righty. It's going to be +1 on the roll. That is going to be a pitcher's card. 10-1 is a flyout, possible sacrifice here. Flyout goes to center. Center fielder is Jackson. He has a 4-arm. I don't think Holler is going to test out Reggie Jackson. And we have a flyout to center. 2 away. Chuck Hiller coming to the plate. Lefty versus lefty, -3. That's going to be a batter's card for Hiller. 9-4 is a walk. And we have bases loaded once again for San Francisco. Second inning in a row. Let's see if they can have any runs cross the plate here as Felipe Alou steps up to the plate. Alou is 1 for 2 with a double, but did reach on the error last inning. So it's righty versus lefty. It's going to be +2. It's just a pitcher's card. 7-1 is a flyout. That's going to end the inning. That flyout goes to left. So no runs there, but they did get 2 hits, the San Francisco team that is. And we're going to go back over to the top of the third with 73 Oakland. Sanford can go 5 innings. And we are going to see Deron Johnson leading off here in the top of the 5th. Righty versus righty is -2. That is a batter's card for Johnson. 5-2 is a strikeout, so he strikes out for the 2nd time in the game as Jesus Alou makes his way to the plate. Jesus Alou is a righty, so it's righty versus righty, -2 on the roll. That is a batter's card. As 9-7 is a base hit plus. So whenever you see this base hit plus, it's a possible stretching it into a double. So we're going to see where that goes. And that goes to the left fielder. Left fielder has a 2-arm. And it's only a 40% chance. I think we're going to stick with the single here. And that's going to bring up Ray Fosse with 1 away and 1 man on. Fosse is a righty. It's going to be -2 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Fosse. 10-9. Red 10, blue 9 is a double. Fosse getting it done here, as Alou is going to come around to score on that, and that is an RBI double for Fosse. And Oakland gets on the board, still down by 3 though, as Dick Green comes up, second baseman, with 1 man on in scoring position and 1 away. It's going to be -2 on the roll. It's going to be a pitcher's card. 6-5 is a ground out. Might advance the runner. Ground out goes to shortstop. It does not. Runner holds at second. And we're going to go back over to the top of the order. Campaneris coming up. He is 1 for 2 with that double, but got thrown out trying to advance it to third for a triple. So 2-away, man in scoring position. Righty versus righty is going to be -3. That is going to be a pitcher's card. 3-2 is a strikeout for the 3rd out. And that'll do it in the 5th for Oakland. Bottom of the 5th now. And Willie Mays coming to the plate. Mays having a good King of the Hill tournament so far. Had that grand slam in the first game. He's 0 for 1 with a walk so far in this game. And it is lefty versus righty, so it's going to be a +2 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Mays. 6-1 is a flyout though. Flyout goes to center. 1 away. Willie McCovey, star of the game so far. 2 for 2, 2 singles and 4 RBIs. He is a lefty versus lefty here, -2. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 10-6. He continues to hit another single. 3 for 3 now. Nobody scores on that one though, as Orlando Cepeda comes up to the plate. Cepeda is a right-handed batter. It's going to be equal on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card. 9-7 is a double. McCovey not very fast. He's going to stay at third. We have second and third, 1 away. And Tom Haller coming up. He did hit a double last inning. He is a lefty. He's a lefty versus lefty, -3. It's a pitcher's card. 2-2 is a strikeout, 2 away. Jim Davenport now stepping up to the plate. Davenport 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts. It's going to be +1 on the roll. That is a batter's card for Davenport. 10-5 is a base hit. More runs are going to cross the plate here for San Francisco. And, yep, 2 away. Cepeda was running on contact. He will score. That is a 2-out RBI, 2 RBI single for Davenport, as San Francisco takes a 6-1 lead. That is now another 3 runs. We're going to have to roll again on his sad face poise chart here for Holtzman. A 9 is no change, so he is holding it together out there. Not sure how much more Oakland's manager is going to allow him to go through. Jose Pagan now stepping up to the plate. Righty versus lefty. Sorry, it's going to be equal. That is a batter's card. 7-4 is a ground out. And now I'll end the inning. Third baseman whips it over to first for the last out. So now we're going into the top of the 6th. Davenport, his stamina is a 5, so that means we've gone his max innings before we start rolling on his fatigue chart. We're only trying to advance 1 inning over. He does have that increase on his ability, so we're going to go ahead and roll on him. A 9 is a -2. So now this will go down 2 points. It went up because of the 1 addition, so it was a 4-5. It's now going to a 2-3, which is going to make it a little bit easier for Oakland here. We'll see how this goes. But Bobby Bolin is warming up in the bullpen if needed. Joe Rudi stepping up to the plate. He's 0 for 2 in the game. Righty versus righty, it's now equal. That's going to be a batter's card for Rudi. 6-6 is a base hit. Rudi is aboard. And Sal Bando coming up to the plate. Bando 1 for 2 in the game. Had a single back in the first. It's going to be equal on the roll. It's going to be a batter's card for Bando. 5-2 is a flyout to center field. Mr. October coming up. He is 2 for 2 in the game so far. Both singles, looking to make an impact here as Oakland is trailing by 5 runs. He is a lefty. It's going to be +2 now on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Jackson. 10-10, that's a home run. 2-run shot for Mr. October, Reggie Jackson. Bringing the Oakland team within 3 now. And because that is 3 runs, we are going to have to roll on Sanford's chart here. His poise chart, sad face. I'm going to roll 1 die. A 7 is a -1. He is now down to a 1-2. That's going to be harsh. I don't picture him pitching much more after this inning. Gene Tennis coming up. Is now a +1 on the roll as a pitcher's card for Sanford. 5-5 is a ground out. Second base. Deron Johnson coming to the plate. He is 0 for 2 with 2 Ks so far in the game. It's going to be equal on the roll. That is going to be a pitcher's card. 5-2. Sanford gets out of it as Deron Johnson grounds out to short. 6-3. And it looks like both these pitchers might have short games here. Holtzman coming up. He has not had any changes on his ability, but we do need to roll now as he has hit his max innings. Roll 1 die. 9 is no change for Holtzman, so he is still good to go. And we're going to have the top of the order coming up for San Francisco. Harvey Kuhn. San Francisco is now only up by 3 after that home run last half inning by Reggie Jackson. Alright, Kuhn is 1 for 3 in the ball game. It's going to be righty versus lefty. +1 is a batter's card for Kuhn. 7-5 is a base hit. So Holtzman not holding these bats for San Francisco as they continue to get on base. Lefty versus lefty now with Chuck Hiller up -3. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 6-1 is a ground out, possible double play. Ground out goes to second baseman. Green is a 4. Kuhn needs a 6 to reach second. He does not get it. As a 4-6. And the shortstop Campaneris is a 3 on Hiller. A 6. He does beat it out. So a fielder's choice. 4-6. Hiller will reach. There is one away with Felipe Alou coming up. Alou a righty versus lefty here. It's going to be +2 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 4-3 is a strikeout. And steps up Willie Mays. 0 for 2 in this game with a walk. Righty versus lefty. It's +2 as a batter's card on a Say Hey Kid. 9-5 is another walk. Holtzman allowing a lot of base runners here. And now we have first and second. 2 away, and McCovey, the very dangerous McCovey, who's 3 for 3 in the game so far, steps up to the plate. It is -2 on the roll as a pitcher's card. 5-3 is a ground out. Holtzman finally figures out McCovey as he grounds out the second. 4-3 to end the inning. So now, going here into the top of the 7th, San Francisco is going to pull Sanford. Can't allow him to go anymore, and they're going to bring in Bobby Bolin, who's been warming up in the bullpen the last couple innings. I'm going to go ahead and write him in on our score sheet. I always like to write on the back. Always have them ready and adjusted. We'll make our new chart here. Bolin can go 2 innings. He is a righty. And he will be facing off against one of the Alou brothers, as Jesus Alou will step up to the plate. Alou is a righty. It's righty versus righty, equal on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 4-4 is a strikeout, 1 away. Ray Fosse, righty versus righty, equal on the roll. That's a batter's card for Fosse. Fosse, a 10-9 is a double, a second double of the game for Fosse. One man in scoring position with 1 away. Up stepped Dick Green, who is 0 for 2 so far in the game. Equal on the roll here. That is a batter's card for Green. 2-1 is a strikeout. So now 2 away, a man on second, and Bert Campaneris stepping to the plate. It's going to be important for Bolin to get out of this, or he's going to start getting into this really heavy hitting part of the lineup for 73 Oakland. Righty versus righty, -1. It's going to be a batter's card. 9-4 is a ground out. Bolin does get out of it as Campaneris, little dribbler, catcher picks it up, shoots it over to first for the final out. So now, with Holtzman having no changes, we're going to go ahead and roll and see if he can keep going. Kind of save the bullpen a little bit if Oakland can advance. It's on a second inning pass, now a 3. No change again, so Holtzman, though he's given up a lot of hits, his arm is still in it. And now we'll bring up Orlando Cepeda. Cepeda 1 for 3 so far in the game with the double. He is a righty. It's going to be a 3 equal on roll here. That's going to be a pitcher's card. Looks like Holtzman will get him to ground out over to third base. Tom Holler coming up. He is 1 for 3 with a double. Double came back in the 4th. He is a lefty. Lefty versus lefty, -3. Let's go down to a pitcher's card. 6-5 is a ground out to second base. Jim Davenport coming up to the plate now. He is 1 for 3. He had that big 2-out RBI single in the 5th. He is a righty. It's going to be +1. It's going to be a pitcher's card. 3-3 is a strikeout. Holtzman holding it together and gets San Francisco down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 7th. Bolin still in it for San Francisco on the mound. Joe Rudy coming up to the plate. Righty versus righty, it's equal on the roll. It's going to be a batter's card for Rudy. 8-4 is a ground out. It's a shortstop. Sal Bando now stepping to the plate. He is a righty as well. It's going to be equal on the roll. That's a batter's card. 2-2 is a strikeout. And up will step Reggie Jackson, who blasted a home run in the 6th. He is 3 for 3 in the game. Lefty versus righty now. It's a +2. That is a batter's card for Jackson. 5-1 is a strikeout. He will strike out. That is the first time they figure out Jackson and get him sent back to the dugout, as he is now 3 for 4. And now we're going to go to the bottom of the 8th. And I don't think we're going to stretch Holtzman anymore. It's going to get a little bit more difficult to not have any changes. So Holtzman coming out. We've got some pretty good relievers here to pick from. Fingers obviously their closer, but I think we're going to go ahead and bring him in. Relievers back then, they had a little more tendency to stay in more than just 1 inning, as he can go 2 innings, which would close out this game. So we're going to go ahead and bring in Fingers. Fingers, a right-handed thrower. He's got good ability against lefties and righties. So Raleigh Fingers will come up against Jose Pagan, who is the 9th batter in San Francisco's lineup here. Pagan is a righty. It's going to be righty versus righty, -2. That is a pitcher's card. And Fingers comes in and gets him to line out to shortstop. And now bring up the top of the order for San Francisco. Harvey Kuhn. Kuhn is a right-handed batter, so it's -2. It is going to be a pitcher's card. 4-3 is a strikeout. So Finger's doing well trying to keep Oakland in the ball game here. Obviously, Oakland not taking any chances and bringing in their closer even though they are behind. Chuck Hiller comes up to the plate. It is lefty versus righty. -1. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 10-8, though, is a double. And Hiller standing on second with 2 away. And coming up is Felipe Alou. Alou is a righty. It's going to be -1 on the roll. That is a pitcher's card. 7-5, though, is a ground out. Fingers gets out of it as Alou grounds out 5-3. And now we're going to go over to the top of the 9th. 73 Oakland is down by 3 runs. Bolin has pitched 2 innings. We're going to go ahead and remove him from the ball game. And San Francisco looking to close it out and become the first team to advance in the King of the Hill tournament. Stu Miller will be entering the game here for San Francisco. Miller is a righty, so we have another righty in the ball game. He can go 2 innings if needed. He's a 2-3, and he is coming up against the middle of the order, although they did get past Reggie Jackson already. Gene Tennis coming up. Righty versus righty, it is equal. That's going to be a batter's card. 10-5 is a flyout, just missed reaching on a walk, and that flyout goes to right. Ron Johnson now up with 1 away. -1 on the roll here, a batter's card for Johnson. 10-4 is a ground out to first base. He'll take it himself. And that is going to go to Jesus Alou as Oakland is down to their last out. It is equal on the roll. That is a pitcher's card. 5-1 is a ground out as Stu Miller will have Alou ground out to third base and hold on to the victory for 1962 San Francisco, as they are the first team to advance to the next round in our King of the Hill tournament featuring On Deck Baseball Pro, as they defeat 1973 Oakland by a score of 6-3. We're going to have to call the player of the game, Willie McCovey. McCovey goes 3 for 4. 3 singles, but 4 RBIs and a run scored. So McCovey getting it done on offense for 1962 San Francisco. He's got a good card back there. He probably has a lot better cards as he advances through his career, as he is pretty young in 1962. We're going to go ahead and do our little bit of stats here, just to kind of recap over the game, as Sanford will pick up the victory. Bolin get the hold, and Miller will pick up the save. Sanford went 6, gave up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned. While walking, he did not walk a batter. He struck out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, struck out 5, faced 24 batters while giving up 1 home run. Bolin went 2 innings, gave up 1 hit, no runs, no walks, struck out 4, and faced 7 batters, no home runs. And Miller came in to preserve the victory and get the save, pitching 1 inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts, faced 3 batters, no home runs. On the other side, Ken Holtzman had a difficult start, as he will pick up the loss as Oakland is eliminated from the tournament. He went 7 innings, gave up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 base hits. Good enough for 6 runs, only 5 of those earned, however, while walking 1, 2, 3 batters, striking out 1, 2, 3, 4, and he faced 35 batters, gave up no home runs. And Fingers came in. He picks up the no decision as he tried to keep Oakland in the ball club. He did pitch 1 inning, gave up 1 hit, no runs allowed, no walks, struck out 1, faced 4 batters. We are also going to do our fatigue chart here. Fatigue charts and everything else are on the website as downloadable files. We're not going to worry about Oakland here. Odell is going to have 1 taken off. Sanford he went 6 innings. He has 1 for the appearance, 2 for the innings. And he picked up cumulatively a -1 during the course of the game. So he's going to need 4 days of rest. Bolin came in, pitched 2 innings, so he's going to pick up 1 for the appearance. And same thing for Miller. So while Bolin and Miller will be available in the next game, should San Francisco need them, they would come in tired as they both need a day of rest to be at full health. So that is the latest game, Game 4 in our King of the Hill tournament as San Francisco moves on to the next round. Not quite sure who they will be facing, but we'll find out as we start Game 5. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for checking out the video. If you guys have any questions or comments about On Deck Baseball or any versions thereof, this being On Deck Baseball Pro, leave it in the comments below or reach out to me. As always, thank you for joining me.